Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 2. How are you feeling? Are we excited? Awesome. Everybody had a good evening? So just to recap, we've got a triple header started today. We actually have 3 sessions going on this morning. For ELRD staff, we've got Tim Curry down in B176. For managers, we've got someone from the Commodities Future Trading Commission speaking on managing an intergenerational workforce. But between us, I think this is the best room to be in this morning. This is the awesome room. We're going to have Kendra Dodson speaking about personal security. And so we have fewer people. If you want, the people in the corners, I know who you are. You're like, oh, I'm staying in the back. I got the Jumbotron. Don't be afraid. You know, I don't want Kendra Dodson to feel, wait, or maybe it's me. Pete, you didn't brush your teeth today. You know, I'm checking. Okay. You know, so don't be afraid. Feel free to come on up. Also remember, sign-in sheets, if you haven't signed in, you want to make sure you get credit for today. Please make sure you sign in. At lunchtime, if you want to grab your office, your division, we'll have the photographer over there to take pictures. And then at 11, we'll all be here for a presentation on EEO. But this morning, we're going to talk about something that I think is incredibly important for all of us as federal employees. And that is the personal security process to determine whether someone coming to HUD meets our suitability requirements. And I can't think of anybody better to do this than Kendra Dodson. Kendra was sharing with me, she is the director of OCHICO's security division. She's been with us about 4 years. Her career has always been in security, law enforcement. Before HUD, she worked at the Department of Homeland Security's security division. She's worked at Commerce. I'm going to bring her, so she shared with me for a short time. She actually served as a police officer, so she knows security. And I know in OCHICO you had these situations where a manager says, we're all set to bring this person on board, this is great, they're the superstar employee, and suddenly it's, you know, there was a conviction in their background. What are we going to do about that? Or we've got a new employee starting and the manager says, oh my gosh, everything's happened but the security clearance and the PIV card. But we all know in this day and age how important it is, given the trust we carry out for the American people doing this work, that we have people of high integrity, that we have a safe work environment. And so that is so important. So I'm going to turn it over to Kendra, who's going to talk here today about our process. And again, she has gone through, we've had Toyota come in and do a super management review of our personnel security process. We've had the IG look at our security process. You know, Kendra's a little nervous about coming up today, but I said, hey, you've met with the IG, you've met with everybody, you know security, this is the friendly crowd. So please give Kendra a warm welcome, and we're going to talk about personnel security.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone? Today we're going to talk about the federal applicant security approval process. And our objectives today, we're going to talk about the steps for security processing. We're also going to talk about a national security clearance versus suitability. And our last objective we're going to talk about HSPD 12 and the PIV card, our favorite subject.
Like, I know what I'm doing with this. So we'll advance it for you from here.
Okay.
You just let us know when you're ready.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Little technical glitch. It's not a presentation if we don't have at least one of those. So you just let us know when to advance it.
Okay. So those are our objectives for today. And again, we'll talk about suitability and the security procedures within personnel security in HUD. The first step is when a hiring manager selects a person for the position, they usually will let OCHICO or our shared service provider, BFS, they will let them know that the selection was made. And then BFS or OCHICO's human resource specialist reaches out to the selected person and makes a tentative offer. Once the offer is made and the person has accepted the offer, then the HR specialist will give them the security forms they need to complete. They'll let them know that the security approval has to be done before a final offer can be given. They normally give the selected person 3 days to complete the security forms and supply that security forms to the human resource specialist. At that point, the human resource specialist sends the security package to personnel security. We have a designated federal inbox that all of the federal processing security packages come to. Next, once we receive the security forms, it's a lot of forms. We have the PIV sheet, we have the OF306, we have the applicant's resume, we have the HUD management survey, the rules of behavior. It's a fingerprint privacy form they must sign, just letting them know that you will have your criminal background will be checked. And we also have a Fair Credit Privacy Act that they have to sign as well. Normally, we'll go through the forms to make sure first that we have all the forms. Second, the personal security assistant will go through the forms and make sure that they answered all the questions, everything is completed, they didn't sign Ronald McDonald at the bottom of the forms, and that the person that we are looking at is actually the person who signed the forms. Next step for the personal security assistant, we start conducting our preliminary background investigation, or preliminary checks, I would say. So the next step that we do is we take the position designation that we received. The position designation lets us know what type of investigation this person needs for that position. And we'll take the HUD management survey and see if they need access to any sensitive systems which may update them, and they have to get a higher level of investigation. So we'll take those two forms, and then we go into what is called a central verification system, and this system is owned by OPM. Every federal agency, if not most, but all federal agencies, put all their information, all their investigative information into what we call CVS. So we go into the CVS system to check and see if this person already has a background investigation that satisfies the investigation they need for this position. This also saves money for HUD if they already have the investigation they need. So at that time, we'll just say that this person doesn't have any type of background investigation. So we will reach out into the candidate and let them know that they will need to complete a security form. And it's what we call is EQUIP. It's an electronic questionnaire for investigations processing. It's an electronic form that's done online. We'll send them an e-vite, let them know they have to go into the system and complete the security forms. At the same time, we have a lovely system, which is US Access, where they have to go and get fingerprinted to start the PIVing process for the PIVing card. So all that's done kind of simultaneously. So they'll receive an email regarding to go in and complete their security forms. They'll receive an email to go and that they're notified that they have to go and have their fingerprints taken. Normally what we'll do is we give them 3 days to complete the fingerprints process, and we'll give them 5 days to complete the security form. Sometimes we give them an extra days with the security forms because you may have to find old addresses, you may have to find passport numbers, and those kinds of things, and it may take a little bit of time to find that. So that's why we give them 5 days to complete the security forms and 3 days to be fingerprinted. Also, normally what we do with US Access, we also send another email to the candidate, just letting them know to go get fingerprinted, because US Access generates a standard form, and sometimes it may go into their spam or clutter and they may not receive it. So we just give them an extra nudge and let them know that it has to be processed. Once all that information is disseminated to the candidate completes the security forms and they have their fingerprints taken. At that time, the case goes to our personnel security specialist, and she reviews all the forms, all the results from the criminal check, make sure it's no issues in the case. and she makes a determination. Suitability determinations are made based on the character or conduct that may impact the integrity or the efficiency of the agency that they will serve. I put this little fact in here. Sorry, let's go back. So once the personnel security specialist makes its security approval, say the person had no issues, they were great, they passed security, then we let BFS or OCHICO's human capital specialist, we let them know within 24 hours that a person has been approved through security. Then once that's done, then the HR specialist then reaches back out to the candidate and makes the final offer and starts the onboarding process. I put this fact in here. In PSD's operational plan, we're working towards the goal of making an EOD determination within 15 days. Right now, we're hovering around 20 to 25 days to make an EOD determination. So we are working towards trying to streamline our processes and get somebody on board quicker. Next, I'll talk about some of the delays that may happen and may cause a longer time period before a person can be approved. One of the delays in some positions, not necessarily at HUD, in some positions I will give an example like the FBI. Sometimes with the FBI, you need to have a completed background investigation and it has to be favorable before you can even start with the FBI. So it may take you 6 months because they don't do preliminary checks. They don't make those preliminary decisions to let you come on board while your investigation is running. So in this case, sometimes the position or the sensitivity of the position may cause a delay until your background investigation is completed. Some of the more common delays here at HUD, I call them the big threes, is the financial irresponsibility, criminal records, and adverse employment histories. Those are the three big issues that we get mostly here at HUD that prevents or slows down the EOD process. I also put this slide in there. I thought it was a good reference book. It's called Reference Checking Federal Hiring, Doing Reference Checks. That helps. It helps if you in the recruitment department and you talk to hiring managers all the time, please try to stress the importance of doing records checks and reference checks. It really helps. And this book I came across, I thought it was really good. It gives you best practices, what to say, what not to say, in order to do a reference check before you select the person. Also, if you're talking to the hiring managers, please let them know they should, during the interviews, they should tell the person that they're may have to go through a background investigation. They will have a criminal law check. Just let the candidates know up front that they will have to go through some type of security process. Even if they say they have a clearance or they've been investigated before, you still have to let them know that every federal agency has its own security processing for onboarding applicants. Here's another big thing that comes up all the time is when we have issues, we can't disclose the issues to the human resource specialist or the hiring manager. We are prohibited by the Privacy Act that we cannot disclose that information. That information can only be shared between us and the applicant. So sometimes when hiring managers question or want to know, we're kind of guarded and we don't want to say it's an issue because it may not be an issue that will make them unsuitable. It may be just a concern. It may be just verifying documentation that they have. Sometimes they may have been arrested 10 years ago. May not be an issue, but we just need to verify that everything was met, they're not on probation, things of that nature. So it may not be an issue that's not unsuitable, but we don't want to disclose that information to the manager. We don't want to have that manager have that information when somebody's coming on board and coming into their office. And final, suitability. Now, once you go through the preliminary EOD and you come on board, some people are under an impression that that's it. That's where their security process ends, and it doesn't. It's the start. So even though you're on board, you still may have a background investigation running while you're here. And it's called a final suitability. And what happens is OPM runs the background investigation. That's our service provider. And they send the background investigation to our office, and we make adjudicative determination whether the person is suitable, finally suitable for employment. So another thing, just to let candidates and selectees know that you're going through the process, you're still in the process. If you get contacted by an investigator, please respond. Your security doesn't end when you EOD. The next big thing is suitability versus security. That's a big topic. Okay, suitability determinations are required for all applicants, all federal employees, and contractors. A determination of whether an individual's character or conduct may impact the integrity or efficiency of the service. That's what we use when we make an adjudicative decision regarding suitability. What's HUD's mission, and how would it affect HUD? And we make kind of a risk assessment. And the same thing with national security. We make the determination based on national security guidelines. So the regulations that we follow for suitability first is the CFR Title 5, 731. These are the guidelines that we work on when we make a decision, whether it's the preliminary EOD or the final suitability. We have to follow the regulations in 5.731. When we make a national security decision, we have to follow the executive orders of 12968. Next, I'll talk about the nexus to a position. Sometimes you have individuals, if you have a person who's a financial analyst at Interior and is coming to HUD as a financial analyst, then that's a nexus to the position. But if you have a person, an individual who's coming on board and they have a history of traffic violations, they may be suitable for a clerk position, but may not be suitable for a driver's position. So it all depends on what your duties are, what your issue is, and a nexus to your position. The same thing at DEA. If you have any drug use, you cannot apply for the DEA. But in other agencies, you can apply even if you had drug use. It could be mitigated by time or things like that. Another one is Department of Education. If you have any delinquent student loans, you can't even apply to the Department of Education. So it's always the HUD's mission, what type of position you're applying for, and what your issue is. It's all a nexus. Another big thing, as you can see, the mouse and the mouse. Another big challenge that we have within personnel security is sometimes we all use the word security clearance. In our world, security clearance means that the person has a national security clearance. So we're trying to move away from using the word clearance. And I think that some applicants or candidates may also feel is when you say the word clearance, they assume that they will be getting a national security clearance as well. So we try to use words like EOD, or security approval, or final suitability. And when we talk about clearance, we should leave that to national security, secret clearances, national security, and try to move away from using the word clearance. Reciprocity, that's the big topic. Reciprocity. So when does an applicant qualify for reciprocity? Like I spoke before, if you're at an agency and you had a background investigation done, and when we check CVS, if you have a background investigation that's equivalent or above the investigation that you need to work here at HUD, then you don't have to complete the security forms. That doesn't mean you don't have to go through the rest of the security process. You still have to go through the fingerprint check. So reciprocity means that, and you have to understand that investigations, although it follows you, the investigation is geared towards your position. So when you have individuals who say, I have a secret clearance at DOD, I've been investigated before, we say, okay, and we look in a central verification system and we see what you have. If it meets the qualifications for HUD, then we can grant reciprocity. If not, you will have to go through an additional investigation, and you will still have to go through the security process. Every federal agency has a security process, no matter what. But if you use reciprocity, some parts of that process you may not have to go through. And this talks again about when is reciprocity possible. It talks about position designation. So if you had a favorable suitability determination for a current position, and you're going from a financial analyst there, so a financial analyst here, and you have the appropriate background investigation, then reciprocity can be used. You have to look at the nexus to the position. If you were a clerk working at education and you're coming to HUD and you're going to be working as law enforcement, then that's a nexus to the position, and we can't use that background investigation. We would have to use something higher, and we would have to conduct another background investigation. The next one is the mission of the agency. Each agency has its own mission. So we'll get into that. I won't talk about that. I'll talk about the next slide. Well, I'll talk about it now. So everybody has its own mission. So sometimes you'll have a person who may have had an investigation and favorably adjudicated in one department. I'll use Interior again. And they may have an issue in their background investigation where they had mortgage fraud. Now, Interior, they were able to mitigate that issue, but it's a direct nexus to our mission at HUD. So even though they've gone through security, they've been found suitable, it's still a nexus to the HUD's mission if you've been convicted of mortgage fraud. So that still has to be looked at again because it's a nexus to our position. In summary, the federal applicant process is required to ensure efficiency and integrity for the federal government. Decisions are based on specific criteria mandated by federal standards, like I talked before about CFR 5731 and Executive Order 12968. Processing times have vastly improved, and we're still working to reform that, and it's still ongoing. The next topic is our favorite thing, HSPD 12. I just want to give you a little back history to HSPD 12 and how it came about. After 9/11, all the agencies got together, state and local, private sector, Fortune 500 companies, Pepco, Shell, the governors, the mayors, federal agencies, they all got together to discuss the events that happened before, during, and after 9/11 in that tragic time. As you probably know through the media, that there were a lot of communication problems, that the local government couldn't communicate with the federal government. A lot of things were known that the federal government knew, but they didn't disseminate that information to the private sector, to local government, to local law enforcement. One of the issues that came up was credentialing. They started to do investigation on the hijackers. They started to go back and walk through those steps. And so walking through those steps, they came across that they had a lot of credentials with different names, false credentials. They may have had credentials, but they obtained those credentials with false documents. So they looked into the credentialing portion of it, and they charged everyone there to kind of look at how you credential somebody. How does that process work? How does this person get a badge? When you're working at Pepco, do you just get a badge? Is it a process? Can somebody just make a badge, get into the electrical grid and cause damage to this country? Can you get into the water supply and cause damage to this country? So they talked about a lot of things, and the federal government took that charge and came back together and kind of sat around and talked and decided to come up with one standard, universal identity, and that formed HSPD 12. So they sat around the table, they talked about how this credentialing will work and how it would be standard. And I'm sure some of the bigger agencies like the FBI and CIA wanted to know, well, if it's going to be standard, and one of the comments was that if it's standard, then we should be able to intermingle. I should be able to go to GSA and walk in without having to go through security. So one of the biggest issues was asking the different federal governments, well, what do you do when you give a person a credential? And I don't know if this happened to you, but before 9/11, you apply for a job, you go to orientation. While you're at orientation, they take you down to the to the badge office. You take your picture. They tell you it'll be done by lunchtime, or at 3 o'clock. You come back, you pick up this plastic badge. You show it to the guard when you come in, you put it in your purse or in your wallet, and go on about your day. Later on, you may know the same guard. They say, "Hi, Kendra," and you don't even show this badge, and you just put it away. So a lot of the federal agencies, the smaller ones, I would say agriculture, probably HUD, some of the agencies didn't really have a process for checking and verifying that this person actually needed a credential, why they needed a credential, tracking mechanisms, and so HSPD was formed. And some of the rules and regulations was that you must have at minimum, a low-risk investigation. You must have a criminal check. You must verify citizenship. And these were some of the things that they said you must do in order, if we're all going to agree to having this PIV card and this one universal card. And that was HSPD 12 was born. So a lot of the smaller agencies like agriculture, I think I was at Commerce at the time, it's like, what is this HSPD 12? We have to ramp up. My mother worked in agriculture for 30 years, and she called me up and said, I have to fill out these forms and get fingerprinted just to get a card. I just don't understand. So it was a big culture change. People were used to their identification cards. They wouldn't turn it in when they left. They thought it was a souvenir for working at this place. They retired. They wanted to put a retirement card. They would come into the badge office and say, well, my name is Kendra, but everybody calls me Renee. Can you put Renee on my badge? And so those type of things were happening. There was no vetting. It was all over the place. So everyone decided and agreed in the federal government that we would stick to this HSPD 12. And I think it's just a training thing and just letting everyone know that this badge is very important. It has all your biographical information on it. Now we needed to get in the building, to get in the computer, make a copy. Everything happens with this badge. Also, there's 2 verifications to this badge. Of course, you have the expiration date, but you also have a certification inside the card. So I know if you've seen an email that comes out and say your certification is about to expire. And you ignore it because you look at the card and say, it doesn't expire to 2017. You ignore it, and you come in one day and you can't get in the building. So then you lose your mind because you can't get into your computer, you can't get in. But just know that the certification within the card is 2 years. So in 2 years, you will receive every 2 years. And this just is to vet who you are. You still belong to an agency. You still need to be here, and they're verifying that you're here. They're verifying who you are. Another thing is just please be aware that you should treat this card just like you would treat your license or any other identification that you have, because it has all your important information on it. A lot of times, I don't know if you commute, but I do. I'm on the bus or I'm on a train and I see the person with the card hanging, and I look down and I can see your name. I can see, what agency you work for. And that that type of stuff leads people to identity theft because now they've had two verifications of who you are and where you work. So when you leave the building, try to take it off, put it away, just secure it. You don't want anybody to lose it. I know things happen and you lose badges, but you try your best to protect this badge. It's very important that you do. Also, for all the ladies, if you have this badge and it's hanging out, someone sees it, and you're walking, say you're walking from the metro, and normally if somebody says, "Excuse me," you just keep walking, you don't know who they're talking to. But if they call your name and you stop, that gives them an opportunity to make cause harm to you. And then they say, "Oh, you work at HUD?" And then that's another, then they're getting closer. So you're trying to figure out who this person is that knows me, but it's because they've looked at your badge. So it's very important to secure this badge and keep it personal and private. So it's the very serious thing. It's not like before where we could just print something up in the office just because it doesn't work that way. But if you'd like to go through another criminal background, we'd be happy to. Okay, let's just still talking about credentialing. Everybody has to be PIV'd, everybody. All contractors and federal employees, everybody. That's just some of my contact information. I spoke about the email box that's listed, our telephone number, and our office hours. And now it's quiz time. Okay, first quiz, first question, Felicia. Second question, who's going to answer it? Good. Applicants can be EOD delayed due to? Yes. 4? Okay, well, thank you.
I was say, I think we've got some time. I'm putting Kendra on the spot if folks have any questions for her, because I have to thank you. I don't know about you, but when I heard the security process, it was always sort of a cloud, and I feel now much more knowledgeable when people complain to me, why isn't my applicant here? What's the PIV process? So thank you, but if folks have questions, this is a great time.
I have a question. If an employee is arrested while, well, of course they're an employee, what is the responsibility of the employee to report it to the agency, and who do they report that information to?
Well, it's always a responsibility, but not a requirement. We have something called a post-appointment arrest. So if you are a federal employee and you are arrested, we do receive those arrest records. But under suitability, there's not a requirement to report if you were arrested. But just integrity and honesty, you should. And that information can be disseminated to my office. But it's not a requirement at this time. It may change, but right now it's not a requirement for suitability. And national security, of course, you have to report everything if you have a top secret or secret clearance. I will also tell you that the whole population of HUD, I think it's 8,000? Right. Out of 7,000, we have 46 people with national security clearances here, which is less than 1%. So it's not a big program here at HUD, but we do have people in access. So they have to, they are responsible for reporting.
Once you are arrested, if that is the case, and you report it, where is that information obtained? Is it only in your office? No one else is privy to that information, to include the supervisor?
No, not at that time. Well, we work with LERD. Once we receive the arrest record, we will reach out to the person. We will get the information back from them. Maybe it could be mitigated. Maybe it wasn't them. maybe it was their son, same name, so
what if
we
it was that
try to
person?
resolve the issue. And if it can't be resolved and it's something that it's a conduct issue and it makes the person unsuitable for employment, then that unsuitable determination then goes to LERD.
Okay, thank you.
I just have a quick question. So you talked about having your badge out. What about at your desk? Because I know an agency I came from, it was a no-no to leave your card in your computer. And I just want to know like what the restrictions are or provisions are for leaving your card in your
I'm
computer.
not sure. I would have to check with OCIO on that. I know that if you take it out, I think after 20 minutes, if you don't put it back in there, it's gonna.
But
you're gonna have to
the
log in.
security aspect of it, though, just leaving your card unattended or leaving it.
No, you shouldn't leave it unattended. If you
Okay.
get up, you should take it out and take it with you.
Okay.
I don't know if you know the answer to this one, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. When you're teleworking and you're using the card in your computer, is that information recorded when you put that card in when you take it out?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure it is.
It's an IT question, probably.
Yes.
Is it actually recorded somewhere?
Yes.
And do y'all track that type of information?
Not in my division. You have to
Not
tell them.
yet.
IT.
CIO does. Okay, thank you.
Kendra, I got two questions, I think. The first question, hello? How should we let you know if somebody has a security clearance already? If one of the candidates, I got a lot of military people that have secrets and top secrets.
I would say that like I explained before, we have the system to check that, so you won't have to tell us.
Tell you.
No,
Okay, cool.
please don't tell us.
Okay,
We can
all
find
right.
out the information.
Okay,
Because sometimes military, they may think they have a clearance. They might even know that it was discontinued or it's out of scope, and they had a clearance in 1991 and it's 2016. So we will relay that information to the applicant and let them know. So
Okay.
we'll do the check-in.
Cool. The second question was, if you're waiting for an applicant to do something and they don't do it, how long do you wait before you come back and disqualify them or make a determination?
Normally what we do is we give them, if it's an issue and we require some documentation, we usually give them 7 days. In that 7 days, if they come back and say, well, I contacted IRS and it's going to take them a few days, may I have an extension? Long as it's a legitimate extension, we'll grant them the extension. But if we don't hear from them, we'll reach back out. If they don't respond, then we'll make our determination on what we have. We'll move forward with what we have, and we'll either say yes or no.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, fantastic job and great questions. We are a little ahead of schedule, so folks will have a bit of a break. We'll reconvene here at 11 o'clock. All the participants, and we're going to have a presentation from the ODEO office on hostile work environment claims. So we'll see you at the top. And I think Kendra will be, if folks still have questions, I'll impose on Kendra. She is here. Don't hesitate. There were some good questions to the audience, and we'll see you at 11.